I am Clara Apollo. I have been sharing Qigong wisdom and been so grateful for it for well over 20 years now. I live near Glastonbury. I moved here about 8 months ago. Morning, Pam. And I'm fortunate to have space here to be able to do this kind of live stream, which is so fortuitous because all my in-person classes, like so many of you yoga teachers and Pilates instructors and everyone that relies on being able to meet up with people, we just can't do it. So, and Lynn is here and Leslie Lavender's here. And hi, Rob, nice to see you. Welcome in indeed. So I am just giving myself a little bit of luscious bounty from Colour Mirrors. This is like what I call my goddess bottle, which is like gold and green, because I am a forest woman, and I do, as you can see my picture of the forest there. And I've set up all my directions here now so that when I practice, it's all beautifully congruent and harmonized. So as I'm looking to you, I've got a candle behind, so representing the fire element. And I know that is actually the wood element on the wall there. I know, I realize that, but look, there's a blue bottle. That's the north direction. And of course, that's the west direction of the crystalline essence and the metal. So I'm just wondering if you're aware of which direction you're facing when you do your practice, and whether that varies and changes according to how you feel, because each direction has an element that pertains to it, and those elements resonate with our bodies. And of course, today, without going into any more further detail on that one, it would be nice for us to check in with Mother Earth, of course, because it's the unofficial World Tai Chi Qigong Day. Well, I say that, it's always been the last Saturday of the month, the last however long it's been running for. And it's usually a call for Qigong and Tai Chi groups to get together out in the parks and to be outside in the air, you know, and gather, and huge gatherings of like people would turn up. And now, of course, we can't do that at the moment. So there's been a call from Bill Douglas, who runs the World Tai Chi Qigong Day, for us to do something in our homes. And of course, this is perfect for us here at the moment. And Steve is here, Martin's here, hello, and Helen's here too. And apparently New Forest Elemental Qigong is here. I wonder who that is. That's the name of my school. And Sue is here as well. So this is all the people on the Facebook group Chi Up Your Week, which if you're watching on YouTube, you're very welcome to come over and be part of. It's a free access group. As I say, we got 554 people on today. I think there's a few more now, but I was really great. It was such gratitude for that magic number to be reached. So back into World Tai Chi Qigong Day. So the whole ethos around this is that at 10 o'clock in the morning, wherever you are in the world, you begin you continue on your Qigong practice with other people. So I've already done my practice this morning for myself. And so I come in now to share with you what I feel would be rather lovely to do together. So what do you reckon? I reckon. I mean, some of you might even be watching this outside. I know that Rob does his practice outside very bravely in whatever weather, but actually the weather's been beautiful, hasn't it, recently? So we can, I've got the sunshine coming in there. I've got the sun gun there. That's the soft box that just lights up that side. But generally it's the light from the golden sun that really, is so important for us to receive, and also the warmth. So if you're new to Qigong, the idea is to take these movements, these suggestions, these exercises, these meditations, just to a level that suits you. It's all about building your relationship with your energy. And we're all different, but we have, very similar ways of working. So what I do is I suggest to you things to consider, stuff to do, but it's up to you to tune into your wisdom inside of you as to whether that is right. What pace is right for you. And we'll be working with the rhythm of the breath with some of this as well. So it's allowing your breath, the wisdom, the respect of that to roll through you. So this is a very different approach to a lot of exercise forms, but it puts you in the driving seat. Well, actually it puts you back into the observer space, that place in the back of you that is observing it all. Not just what's going on outside, but it's observing what's happening inside. So what I would like to do with you today is about an hour session. I'd like to make sure you've got some water, or it's the 10 o'clock in the UK, so I've got my cup of morning tea with my three little birds, because every little thing's going to be all right. Bob Marley connection. Won't play any now, but cheers. Really important to keep clearing. So what I'd like to do today is work on clearing fear and anxiety. So this tends to sit around the kidney region. So we're going to be working on clearing the fear, and then we're going to bring in the love and spread it around the world. I reckon we're going to free up a few body joints and things like that too. I'm really excited, but calmly. So good. Are we all good? How are we doing? Sally's here, Kay's here, Nikki's here. Hi, darling. Brilliant. So we've got a good crew on board. I say, being kind to yourself, and let me just make sure that tech is behaving. Brilliant. So I'm going to stand up. You can do a lot of this stuff sitting down, Qigong, but I prefer to stand, especially as it's the morning here. We need to make sure that's all working. So, and my hair back. So make sure you put your phone on silent and that you've got space to do this. And you've allocated yourself this time to drop into your chi and also to connect with the energy that's rolling around the world. So it was quite informal the way that I share this. So, and I also allow what wants to come through. So I'm connecting with all of you here on the live call. So though I have a plan, for those of you who train with me, know I always smile, because the universe will often show me, whilst I'm unfolding my plan, exactly what it really wants me to do here today. So we're handing it over to the chi, the wisdom of the earth and the sky. Let me just make sure you can see my feet. Okay. And we want to land. We want to land on the earth in our A frame. So we've got a broad base, toes are pointing forwards if that's comfortable for you. You want to have a bit of ease in your knees and your ankles. And let your hips glide under as if they're just finding a neutral position, so that your spine can lengthen and you can settle in. Taking a few nice deep breaths in and out. Connecting down to Mother Earth. And just to begin with a prayer of gratitude for all of us here on the earth at the moment, for humanity. And a prayer for everyone that's on the earth to step more and more into their heart energy, to trust their own hearts, to trust how their hearts will lead them and will connect them with one another so strongly and so powerfully that the guidance that comes through from their spirit will manifest into the world through the heart energy. And that everybody here on the planet at the moment has a part to play in the transition or the transformation of society that is going on right now. So breathing into our hearts, I can feel you making this connection wherever we are in the world now, connecting with one another, standing on the true planet that we're on. You can feel her under our feet. Let's do a big arc up. Bring the palms together. Let them slide down to the heart. And give thanks for your presence here on Mother Earth. Thank you for the miracle of your life, the miracle of all our lives, of the existence we have. Breathing into your heart and your hands, and then turning the palms and sending down to the earth a stream of golden love light. Thank you, Mother Earth, for always being there to support me, for growing my food and the beautiful plants and trees, the trees that breathe synergistically with us, to the earth for holding all the elements in place for us, and having at the center a harmonization, a balancing, and knowing that each and every one of us, in each and every one of our cells, is wired for that balance. And so our Qigong practice brings us back more and more into that sense of balance that we have at our core. So really, Qigong is about refinding yourself. It's like coming home to you. So breathe that in. And as you breathe out, feel yourself surrendering to the forces of gravity that are there assisting you to connect down into the earth. And notice what it feels like to trust this support from beneath you. Somehow makes you feel heavier in your feet and your legs. With each out breath, you let go a little bit more down into the floor, down into the earth. And this letting go has an energetic effect of opening up discharge channels or connecting channels down like roots from the soles of your feet, down deep through the many layers of the earth, anchoring you in, connecting you to the Great Mother. And feeling these roots unfurling just to a level and a pace that feels right for you, that you feel secure here. And go as deep and as long as you wish. I'd like to add a third stream to this support. So taking your mind to the length of your spine. And allowing yourself to feel as if you're sitting in your hips and letting the length of your tailbone ease down like a ship dropping anchor. And down into the earth is another support for you, so that you've got a tripod that you're sitting in. And this anchor goes down as deep as it wants. I often see this anchor as being golden. I sense it being golden, like the roots are golden roots that go down, just because this is the exquisite energy of gold. It's the best it can be for you. And this is what our Qi connects us with. And it also helps us to stay in touch with that. We are asking for the best to come up for us and for everyone else. So we're sitting and we're connecting down. And just be aware of where you feel most of your weight is on your feet. Is it more on the heels? It's more on your toes, on the balls of your feet. And just see if you can find an equidistance of weight distribution on the soles of your feet. Now, for those of you who've been practicing this for quite some time, you'll be aware of this place in the middle of the balls of your feet called bubbling spring or yongguan, which is the beginning of the kidney channel. And so for newcomers, this is the bubbling spring. So sort of in the middle of the balls of the feet. It's, if you're a reflexologist, it's akin to the solar plexus point. So if we have that in mind here, imagine this is spreading out onto the earth, opening, opening, opening. You may have found your roots have grown from here, or you may find your roots have grown from your heels or from the middle of your feet. It's, as I said earlier, it's entirely up to you where this occurs from. But your bubbling spring is the receiving channel. The energy from the earth begins to bubble up, literally, into the kidney channel that runs up the inside of the legs. I think it feels like it's activating the spleen meridian too, that also travels up the inside of the legs, the perineum, and to tien, which is your energy center in your belly. So as you sit and let go down into the earth, you're opening discharge channels that travel down the back of the legs and the side of the legs, down through your roots into the earth for transformation. Easy peasy. That's what the earth does. She composts debris and she loves doing it. So it's not a problem for you to let go like this. But when you let go of the old, there is space created for new energy to be introduced. And it happens without us trying. The key for us to do this, the unlocking of this natural phenomenon, is our sitting and surrendering and anchoring and rooting down. That's what opens these channels of discharge and resource. Softening your belly. Notice how that changes your breathing. And feel how your foundation of the earth, your feet, your legs and your hips is feeling really, I'm going to say solid, but it's not fixed solid. It feels like liquid solid, but it feels very secure, right? And if we take our attention round to the back of the pelvis, where it houses or it holds the sacrum, that triangular shaped fused set of 5 bones that's at the base of your spine. And we just tune into that place. It's sacred. It's called the sacrum, probably for many reasons, but I see it as it's the sacred place that the weight of the body drops down from a center line, splitting off and going down into 2 lines. So it's a place of transformation, a place of transition. And when we bring our attention to it, it allows that to happen more. So what you focus on grows. The chi follows the yi. So wherever your mind is, chi will follow. So if your mind's on your sacrum, being curious about this area, feel it broadening. And you can sit more in that place of transition and stability. There's one thing for sure is everything is changing, but if we can be stable in ourselves to weather that change and be flexible like the bamboo, then we will be able to surf on the waves of chi as they come through. And be able to resource ourselves from the energy of the earth and the energy of the cosmos. Speaking of which, when we have this lovely setup here now, we can take our attention up the length of the spine, from this base, up the length of the spine. Now, each vertebra sits on top of the other. I know you know this. I'm fascinated by the spine. It's just a mini miracle, massive miracle. To me, it's like a fractal, like each one is similar to the one beneath it, but slightly different. And each one is also slightly smaller. So it's a very long triangle, fractaling up your back, housing the spinal cord, all sorts of ligaments and attachments, hugely strong, very flexible. I know. I marvel at the miracle that is this unit that we have to travel our spirit around in, and I'm in great honor of it, which is why I do this work. So we let our energy travel up the length of our wondrous spine to the top of the neck, and I want you to feel opening here, so that depends whether, if this screen is a bit too far up, if you're watching this, just see if you can let your eye line gaze down to a 45-degree angle. I mean, I'm going to talk you through everything anyway. Watching me isn't key. It's listening and taking this on board for yourself. And you want to imagine you're being drawn up from your crown by a long silver filament. And this has the effect of assisting this opening the back of your neck. Now, this is giving space not only to your physicality of lengthening the spine and imagining space between the vertebra, it's also opening energy gates that bring chi into the brain. Always good. But this silver filament that travels up to the ceiling, into the sky, and up into the cosmos is your connection to upstairs, to the heavenly energies. And you might like to sense that there's a benevolent being directly above you, many, 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 many meters above you, out in space, out in the cosmos, out in a different dimension even, that is gently drawing you up by this filament and connecting you into this beauty and this love and this source of all light and healing. So yes, Qigong is physical, Qigong is energetic, and Qigong harmonizes your energies between heaven and earth, all the elements. So we either take care of the physical body and we take care of the spiritual body and the energetic body. And we work them all as a unit. You're just noticing how that feels to be in the length of you, connecting down deep into Mother Earth and up to the cosmos. And you're getting that center line of congruency that runs through your spine is being informed now with the light. The light is traveling down into you, so starlight. And you're also receiving golden light up from the earth. And this is part of the alchemy at play. So back into the physicality. Trusting this place, being in the back of you. Being in your Wu Chi. This is the standing position that you move from and return back to time and again. And as you stand in it for longer and longer, your legs unwind. If your legs are holding too much tension, shake them out and bring them back in again. You're not holding this, you're in a placement with it. Tensions drop down into the earth and you receive energy up into your belly. So relaxing the shoulders, breathing in. And letting the shoulders go, feeling the weight of the arms, drawing them down so there's space under the armpits. And the arms hang in the air, the wrists are soft, fingers are soft, elbows are easy. And just bring your attention to your shoulder blades. And very, very gently, let them glide in towards each other a little bit. To the point that you feel an opening in your heart. It's not an excessive movement, it's an energetic principle, but it can be activated by the sliding shoulder blades and opening your beautiful beating heart, your heart chi, middle dan tien. Very nice. Now let your mind drop down to your lower dantian. This is traditionally 2 fingers width down from the navel, 2 fingers width in is the 1 point where I like to invite you to place a seed of light. And be curious about this place. What is this? How does this feel? Did I even know I had one? I've been working with this for years. How does it feel today? So this curiosity and intrigue about your chi will open up pathways and possibilities. But with your mind on this place and your breath easily coming in and out in a natural rhythm, and the energy of the earth coming up, you're already resourcing yourself. So this bead of light, I'd like you to place around it a golden orb of the highest quality energy. So it's light energy, light resonance. And this place is your reservoir. It's like your rechargeable battery unit. It's the base plate. It's the resource center for the other dantians. It's the resource center for the extraordinary meridian lines that travel up the back, down the front and round at waist level, but then fuel the organ meridians. So this is the place to go to begin with. And we're going to really want to share so much with you, but today I'm just doing what wanting to come through right now. And this idea of working respectfully with the breath and with your system and letting your belly lead. So this is your center of balance as well. Physiologically, this is your center of balance. So how about we do a very simple movement with the rhythm of the breath, letting this dantian place of balance lead. So we breathe into center, and as we breathe out, let the weight come forward into the front of the feet, pressing down into bubbling spring, into the balls of the feet, and you breathe out and the knees bend slightly. When you breathe in, you rock back, center's bringing you back to the back of your heels. You lose balance a bit, you'll know where that place is. So far, and then you breathe out and you come forwards again and press down. Waiting for the in-breath to come before you come back again. And continuing with your breathing rhythm, rocking forwards, pressing down into the earth. Waiting for that in-breath to come before you come back. This has a soothing effect on your whole system. And it's a way into another key, chi key. You can do this for as long as you wish on your own, but here on World Tai Chi Qigong Day, I would like us to experiment with bringing this back. So we're not going to go quite so far forwards and not quite so far back. So you're going to let your center lead the whole time. Your little light bubble and golden sphere is taking you not quite so far forwards as you breathe in, not quite so far back. So you're reducing the movement while staying with the rhythm of the breath. Until you find that the movement, the physical movement ceases. And you find yourself landed in a place of perfect poise and balance for right now. Breathe into this, I am balanced. I know balance. Balance is at the center of me, waiting for me to return to time and again. Balance is a place where I access deep healing. It's a place of balance between the opposites and a key in to the field of all possibilities. How does that feel? You feel the field expanding around you. Letting the hands float up, palms in alignment with the dantian, belly button. Letting them float into where they want to settle. As we tune into the energy that is being accessed here for you. I want you to imagine there's a big golden ball that you are just gently steadying here. And it's like it's made of a soap bubble. So you've got to be gentle with it or it will pop. But whilst it's there, you can feel its presence, its boundary. And this is a hologram of the energy sphere inside of you. So golden sphere in your belly, golden sphere being held here. Imagining that we're all standing on the earth that's also a golden sphere. Bringing golden energy into our earth or resonating with the qualities of gold, with that nourishing elixir of the earth element, like honey, liquid light nourishment. And traditionally, Qigong has a history of standing postures. And this is definitely one that resources and deepens and shows you where you're holding on to tension. So can you release the buttock muscles? Can you let the hips refine their hanging sense? Is there enough ease in your knees and your ankles? Are you holding on with your toes? Or can they move? How does your spine feel? Is it still lengthening up to the stars? You've got relaxation and opening in your neck and your shoulders, your arms easy. Is your belly soft? Are you breathing in a comfortable rhythm? Very nice. So we're going to come back and visit this position again after we've done a little bit more movement. So let's bring the hands into the crossed hand position at the lower dantian. And for us women, it's the right hand that comes on first. And for any men in here, we've got the left hand coming on first. So you want the center of the palm to connect in with just below the navel. You might want to look at what I'm doing at this point. And then the palm then crosses over, the other one comes over so that the Lao Gongs, the center of the palm chakras, cross one another. So the fingers are free. And you're in this, I was going to say a three-way lock-in, but that doesn't sound quite right. It's a connection in with Lao Gong, Qi Hai. Qi Hai is the front door of the dantian. And then you've got the back door of the dantian, the Ming Men, thereabouts, which is on number 3-4, which is the gate of life. So this in itself is a powerful place to stand in. I know, I love all this. It's not obvious, is it, until you get into it and you feel it for yourself, and that Qigong is such an experiential thing. You can't watch it really. Well, you can, but you'll gain more from it if you join in, you participate. So I can already feel this position activating my dantian. And so imagine your golden sphere with the light in the center beginning to turn in an anti-clockwise direction on a horizontal plane. Cleansing, easing, soothing, bringing light to all the organs in there. Also encouraging the hips to move. You'll find a gentle movement might well open up here. We're inviting it in. And because we're moving from stillness, again, we're being respectful to the body, so it finds its own level and pace of what feels right for just now. But we bring this internal perspective into an external movement of freeing up around the hips, the knees, the ankles, But particularly I find that it's the hip movements that are useful, because especially now we're not maybe doing quite as much exercise, or maybe you're doing more exercise than usual and not sat chained to your chairs, although we still have to watch that, don't we? But the hips generally don't get used in a full range of motion, and they so would love to. They love this movement, and it might show you, they might show you that one side is feeling more fluid than the other. So just ease around that. Remember, it's not the amount, it's not the hugeness of the circle, it's the repetition, and it's doing it at a level that feels comfortable. We have a 70% rule, 70% suggestion in Qigong, where you don't push yourself. You allow things to open and flow and repeat. Repeat, repeat, repeat. So this movement is warming up the synovial fluid. It's clearing any stagnation in your hips being the gateway between the earth energy coming up your legs and being received into base chakra, into your torso. But this is a really important movement to do if you're feeling that you're not connected, or you can feel connected but you're not receiving that connection up into your body. Good, chatted. We must have done it for about 50 times now, which is what I wanted. We're not going to suddenly change direction. We're going to use this S-shaped squiggle like on the yin yang. We're going to move this from top to bottom or back to front, whatever way you want to do it, but use that fluid movement to change direction. Now you might have to go into a small one again to investigate how that feels. Ease on your knees and your ankles. And the hips move, and knowing that as you're moving the hips round, of course you're moving your sacrum. And if you're moving your sacrum, you're circling your spine. So you might well notice that at the top of the spine, as you're keeping your head still, that you'll feel a gentle movement being actioned there. Yeah? I love all these multifaceted ways that these movements work with us. You know, everything's joined on. And with this clockwise direction, it is said to be particularly around drawing in new energy, or going with the way of time. We're going with time. We're not speeding up, we're not rushing into it, we're riding on the time. Riding on the chi of time, moving forwards. So keeping shoulders relaxed, letting the movement fluid you up. So as it frees up, synovial fluid in the hips, knees and ankles, so it's connecting with the juicy essence of Mother Earth, the water that's in the earth. We call this the Jing essence in Qigong, and the lower Dan Tien is where the Jing expands and grows, and well, this is the postnatal Qi. When I'm going to go off on one a bit now, about the prenatal Qi, so that which you have been bequeathed at birth, the Qi quotient that you get given by the combination of both your parents, is said to sit in your kidneys. Now your kidneys, in fact, when we're doing this circling, you may just like to bring your hands now to your kidneys. Oh, that feels good, doesn't it? Oh, yes. Giving a bit of kidney love. Very nice. Bring some of the Qi from your hands into your kidneys. So we activate the prenatal Qi with the postnatal Qi. So our Qigong will heighten whatever we've got left, because when we use up our prenatal Qi, that's when we lose our vitality and the aging process gets the better of us. So when we're moving in now into a time when we're being asked to be strong and, well, I'm feeling that, and focused and vital, we need to be kind to our kidneys and bring the energy in here. But the problem with the fear and the anxiety and worry is that it depletes the kidney essence. So you can see why the kidney Qi is so important here. So what we'll do is we'll take our minds back to the golden bubble in our belly, turning round and round. And I want you to gently draw it in, so spiral the movement in. Back into that place of perfect poise and balance for right now. You refound this in a circling way. When you come into stillness, closing your eyes, back into the breath. You can have your hands still on your kidneys or on your belly, depends where you feel comfortable. And see what you notice. Still noticing movement inside, and yet you're physically still. This is where the energy starts to really gather for you. And with your mind on your tien there, you're making sure that it gathers there in your resource unit. Let's check in with that golden ball at the belly, see how that feels. This is different. Letting a little bit of bounce. So when I'm standing here, I'm doing this little sort of undulation. I'm letting the hands float on the energy, which it helps to release the tension, but also opens up to where they want to land rather than where I think they should land. So we are disengaging the mind from doing too much, apart from following the lead of the heart. And being intrigued and curious. And an open mind, a curious mind is open. So as you settle and stand here in your deep connection to the earth and the stars, be aware where your warm hands have brought in the energy to your kidneys. And know that the top of the kidneys, it sits in the base of the lungs. They sit in the base of the lungs. So as you breathe in now, imagine that you can breathe into your kidneys, into the back of you, because you can. And as you breathe out, imagine anything that needs to be removed travels down over the back of your buttocks, down the back of your legs, and down into the earth, the other little toe if you like, because that's the bladder meridian exit point. But you're opening that stream, so you're breathing the new fresh chi into kidneys, and you're activating the discharge channels down the back, or you're tuning into enhancing them with your intention. Almost like there's a flow of water, like there's a waterfall that resonates with the breath, like you're pumping out all the energetic debris that is ready to go, and know that you can only discharge that which is ready to go. Helps you sort of sit more in the back, doesn't it? Sitting in, resourcing the lake of chi in your belly, bringing the energy into the kidneys, and then letting go of what needs to be released. Good. So we're really going to get this going now, seriously. Clearing the fear and bringing in the love. So do this movement to a level and a pace that makes sense to you, because it could make you feel a bit dizzy. Because there's a little forward bend involved here. You may like to rest in between each of the movements. Again, it's handing it over to you. You may like just to imagine what's going on. But if you want to play and see how this feels, explore, we're going to let the arms, the hands, glide round the waist. Again, tuning into your shoulder blades here as they open. You see my hands are waist level here. They turn when the shoulders can't go anymore, so relax on the shoulders. The palms beam in to the kidneys. Yeah. And then they're going to slide down that zone that you were just thinking about, over the buttocks, down the back of the legs. You see I've bent my knees here. I'm making it easy, right? Of course. And down the back of the legs, and down into the earth. And here's where you want to have the palms facing down, and you want to let your head go so that it's looking between your legs. If you can't get down that far, here is fine. You know, again, go with what feels useful. But the first time you do this, you want to really open that discharge channel so you see like a river flushing down and through, down into the earth, deep, deep into the earth, a total pull the plug hole on your dirty bathwater thing. Down it goes, slooshing out all the way into the center of the earth. You want this as far away from you as possible. Out it all goes. Now, along with the principles of release and restore, we're going to draw the chi up the inside of the legs. So now the palms are into the ankles, tuning in with the kidney and the spleen energies, the earth and the water, drawing them up as you unfurl the spine. You may need to engage your tummy muscles for this. So you come up gently, vertebra by vertebra. Remembering still to sit. Let the upper body come up and the hands follow, drawing up to tien, back home. Yeah. Let's just settle here for a bit. We're activating these pathways. We're going to do this 4 more times. That was the first. I usually do things to the number 9. So if you want to practice this yourself, you want to go for 9 repetitions. But we'll be here all day if I start behaving like this now. Which would be quite nice, but I know you have other things to do with your life. So let's deep breath in. And out. So the next breath in, the hands are going to glide round. Activating kidneys, breathing out as you clear down. Palms facing the ground. Breathing in, drawing up the inside of the legs. Breathing out, settling back. You might like to take another breath in and out here. Steadying. This is really powerful work. Well done. Letting go of stress, tension, fear, anxiety, worry. Breathing into kidneys. Sloosh it out, breathe it out all the way down to the middle of the earth, transforming that chi and then drawing fresh new vitality from the surface of the earth like a golden fountain of light coming up into your energy ball here in your belly, resourcing you all the way up. It's nice, it's so refreshing this. Breathing in to kidneys. Breathing out to the earth. Breathing in, drawing up. Breathing out, settling. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. One more time. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Settling here. Coming into stillness. Noticing. What are you being shown? We're not getting too involved, still being in that background presence, maybe being aware of all of you at once, maybe being aware of the energy flows that are continuing as you come into standing still, observing, being the breathing being you are, knowing that you're activating yourself from the inside out and tuning in with these natural energy flows that are here to always resource you and also to release. So a bit like the key into this resource is surrender. The key into receiving fresh energy is releasing the old. Because you can't fill up a full cup. You've got to empty it out first. So aware of us all here on the earth at the moment and the wave of chi that's traveling around, with many Qigong practitioners doing their own practice from home. Maybe a few of them are doing similarly here and gathering their crew online. But as we clear the fear for ourselves, we're also clearing the fear for the collective. So it's quite a mighty job. So it's important work. It's important work. So just staying here with this, letting this settle. I'm just going to check up on a few things. Oh, bless you. So many people have come on. Nanette's here from Holland, Heidi from Denmark, Anne is here, Che is here, Gabrielle's here. Anybody else, let me know where they're tuning in with. That's the Facebook group. If you're watching live on YouTube, let me know what's happening in the comments when you can. I'll get back to you after the transmission. So where do we go from here? You can feel it, can't you? The heart energy is really starting to pulse and throb. So what I'd like to do, this is a development of the form that we've just done. I know, I usually spend a bit of time when I'm teaching people this to really let you settle into this form, because there's so much richness here. And this I would highly recommend that you invite into your practice. But it also feels like it's a celebratory time here as we're on the World Tai Chi Qigong Day 2020. And I'd like to bring the energy of the earth up into the heart and spread it all around the earth. What do you reckon? Bring it up from the earth and spread it into the earth. What do I mean? Into the air. So the air element is so vital. It's actually the topic that we're going to look at in the next Chi Up Your Life course, which starts on the 4th of May, which is this online course that I'm running, which is like daily practice. You can find out about it on the Chi Up Your Week, or drop me a message anywhere. I can send you details. So being aware that we are breathing in and out of the air, which is the medium that connects all of us around the earth. You know, none of us have got masks on today. Let's remember what it's like to breathe in fresh air and not to be scared of breathing in the air. When you're in your own home, masks off, get a diffuser on, get the essential oils going around, breathe in the nourishment of the air, go to the countryside, breathe in that natural buoyancy and inspiration of the air. So this is where we feel the chi in the air here. The chi informs the air into our auras. We form a field of energy around us, and this is what this extension form is going to give us. So if we look at the top end of the form before we join them together, so we're just going to let the hands drop down to the neutral position at the sides. Just connecting in with the earth channels that travel down the side of the legs, the stomach channel, which does also act as a discharge channel. So if you've got too much chi going on, you start to feel hot or overwhelmed, to come back to this place and let any excess go down to the earth knowing that as you give to her, she gives back to you in a balanced way, that which suits your system best. Such wisdom. Natural wisdom. So imagine that you're drawing the chi up the inside of your legs from that last form, and that the energy is going to continue up. So the wrists fold, are drawn up to the heart. The hands turn over. So you're giving yourself first a good blast of healthy chi into your heart. And then you're going to sink. And as you sink, you open the palms forwards, offering it to each and every one of us here on the call and on the replay. Hello, my cheerful friends. And we're going to extend this, seeing it sweeping out all around the earth, all to all the people we know and love and beyond. Beautiful. It's one of those cosmic being kind of feeling. You're open, you're connected to the wider horizons and each and every one of us. And then the hands are going to glide up to the top. So palms are facing forwards. Let's see what we're doing here. Yeah. We're going to draw down the energy of the cosmos now. So here comes the light. Down into the crown. My hands are going down around the back of my head. And around the neck. They come round the throat. They slide or glide down the center line. So they're kind of facing in and facing down a little bit. There's a sort of a clearing into a little diamond at the tien, or a little triangle. That's pretty nice, isn't it? And that in itself is an upper body form. So let's go through that once more before we join them back both together. So for neutral. Roll the shoulders so that the arms can easily come, the backs of the hands together. Breathing into the heart. And breathing out as we open forwards. Breathing into the side. And breathing out as we raise the arms up. A nice in-breath here. Gathers the chi from the stars, brings it down as you breathe out and round. But quite honestly, just go with the breaths that make sense for you at the time. The movement's what's important. And back down. Good. Great. Let's pull all those together. So just do it in whatever way feels right for you. You can go back on replay and learn the nuances as you go. If you already know this movement, all right, let's do this. So good. It's very fun. Qigong helps to stabilize me. I can be quite excitable and passionate about what I do, but I know that need to balance is also really important as well. So here we go. I'm going to start with palms in the belly ball. Breathe into kidneys. Breathe out and clear. Let your heads go. Breathe in and up, all the way to your heart. Breathe out, saying hello to each and every one of us here. There's some love. Breathe in and open, spread that, ripple that love into the world. And then up to the stars. Let's merge this earthy love with that love of existence, of source of love and light. Bring that down. Let the gold and the silver twinkle and sparkle around you as you activate your aura, as well as cleansing down anything that's not in alignment with that. So this is like this one. So from here, you're going to travel around behind again and clear down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, 121, Bring it up. And forwards. And out. Reaching up, clearing down. Yes, I am lifting and falling. There's a lot in this movement. So, you know, I'm teaching this on the practitioner course. It'll be coming up in June, but we might actually do it on G Up Your Life. I mean, now I've gone and brought it in. I expect those of you that are on that in that group will say, can we do that again? So it probably will happen in there. But can you feel the flow when you just let yourself let it be? And what feels really rather nice for right now? So you've learned the mechanics and now you can let it become more of a dance, an expression, opening your system, activating all your energy channels, bringing through this synergy of heaven and earth, enjoying how you can move like this, and even if you're seated you can do these movements. Your body is wise. If you have to do it slower, do it slower. If you want to pause in one position because you really rather love it, let yourself do that. A couple more times. Generally the hands are off the body, but you might find you like to actually stroke the body on the way down. So go with what feels useful. Love this. Clearing the fear, bringing in the love. Okay, we're going to do it one more time. So slowing it down slightly. We're going to finish after we've swept it round the world, these golden ripples, the highest potential into the field of all possibilities for each and every member of mankind, humankind, and the animals and the plants. See them all being dappled with sparkles of golden chi, making them smile inside. Maybe looking up at the sun or the moon, wherever they are, and being in awe of the miracle and wonder of life. Although we're all going through unprecedented changes and challenges right now, it's because our Mother Earth is wise and she knows that we needed a shake-up. We are all here to support one another the best we can, and to mine the silver linings from our golden hearts. Gently bring the hands in, folding your wings into the prayer gesture at your heart. Condensing that energy in, you may find the palms won't quite touch. Maybe the wrist can, almost. Being aware of the expanded being you are. You're so much more than this body. You emanate light. And that light is a boundary of the highest quality, so that anything that is not in alignment with that just bounces off and travels down into the earth to be transformed. And anything that is in resonance with it dances with the sparkles in there and connects with your frequency and your energy, and you synergize and collaborate in such a beautiful way. So knowing that as you keep your frequency at the best level it can be for now, you are bringing in levels of health, vitality, you're boosting your immune system. You're knowing that the fears may come up, but the fears come up to be released, and now you know how to do that. The out breath, and with that clearing movement, you can also shake out. So whatever we feel that is uncomfortable is actually coming up to be removed. So not hanging on to it, because what wants to come in instead is this beautiful vitality. This is your birthright, to tune in with this bounty. It comes from the potent power of the earth that resonates up through your bones, all your structures, informing your waters, and enhancing your feeling of being here now, expanding into the now moment, making a connection up to your spiritual nature, opening your psychic abilities, knowing how intuitive and telepathic you really are, and trusting these senses and feelings. And giving thanks for the nourishment from the stars, the raining down from the cosmic energy, clearing old patternings and bringing in refreshment. Maybe new codes of truth and light. As each and every one of us gradually upgrades. And as we upgrade, we make it possible for others to do the same. So now, my chiefful friends, bring the hands to prayer gesture if you haven't already. Making a wish for yourself, breathing that wish into your heart. Then as you breathe out, filling your whole system with that wish, and let it travel down into the earth, planting like a seed. Now we're making a wish for somebody you know that needs special wishes right at the moment. And imagine them in front of you, asking permission from their higher self for them to receive a golden stream from your heart to theirs, the highest caliber and quality for their very best. Beautiful. And now let's breathe into our golden hearts again. And send a wave of peace and love around our world. That everybody is aware of the amount of abundance that is here on our earth, and that if we use our wisdom, it can be distributed amongst each and every person, an animal, and plant on the planet. The abundance is here for us all to drop into. While we hold each other's hands, we might need to be encouraged to find it. But bringing unity and peace to Mother Earth in these times feels utterly the remit. And sending healing and kindness and compassion to those that are struggling or in pain. We love you all. How remarkable it is to be here at this time. Thank you so much for being part of the World Tai Chi Qigong Day celebrations. I'll put links to more bits and pieces in the comments, but I'm going to highly recommend that you sit now, and we sit with this beautiful energy that we've all created together in collaboration. If you can do 5 minutes at least, that would be great. Just continue integrating what's just occurred. Maybe journaling, just being with this presence of love that you are at your center, at your core. So bring your hands onto your chest, saying thank you to yourself for giving you this time and space to be with your presence, to be with your essence, and to be with each and every one of us. Thank you so much for all that you do and be. Stay in touch.